Some, my conclusion was that happiness and contentment are different. They aren't exactly the same thing. They may be again linkages, but they're not. And contentment basically is a more relaxed, a tranquil state of mind. So you're at peace generally. You're just a relaxed mind state. That's how I would sort of define contentment. Or you can say it's durable happiness. Happiness that goes on and on and on in some way. So happiness may peak aati hai, whereas contentment it's a straight line that just keeps going, but it's above the zero mark, so you are contented. It just sort of takes you like that. Usually comes with a series of successful outcomes. So in life we struggle, we do things, we get a success, we are happy, then it goes away, we do something more. But you do lots and lots of things, and over a period of time, you sort of like build a reservoir. And when that reservoir gets to a certain point, it starts to bring in contentment. At least that's my way of looking at it. Who gets content when? What's your tipping point? Because I'm sure some people get contented very easily, some take a long time to get contented. So it'll be a function of something. And on reflection, I feel how quickly you get contented is partly in your genes, your DNA. There are some people who, as I say, it comes in their system. The quote typical one would be what people sometimes call an alpha male. He wants, yeah. Very, very, it's not so easy for that person to get satisfied with. So it's a bit in the genes. It's a bit your circumstances. बहुत मुश्किल वक्त पे आप पैदा हुए, बहुत मुश्किल शहर में पैदा हुए, बहुत मुश्किल कंपनी में नौकरी कर रहे हैं, ये circumstances हैं. Choices भी हैं, circumstances. So that can also determine contentment. And then obviously the environment around you, the broader side of things. So it's good to be striving for contentment, but I would also say that a little bit I have a concern that if you get contented very quickly, it might mean also that you begin to lose your motivation. Because motivation, thoda sa negative form mein, you're not satisfied, so you want to do more. If you are satisfied ho jate hain, to thodi si wo energy drive nikal jati hai. But nevertheless, it's a concept, and in some ways, we're all striving, when we look at the big picture, to kind of get to there. And we'll all get there at some point, hopefully, some sooner than others, depending on what your benchmark is, what your surroundings are, and so on and so forth. What constitutes happiness? So then I started on this phase. And I have some friends, we all do, and I asked some of them, ऐसे चलते फिरते किसी के साथ golf खेलते हुए या गपशप मारते, क्या have a talk to make, tell me what do you say, what is happiness? What would you say is happiness? So people came up with different things, and I'm sure if you sat down, I asked you to put down what is happiness, I'm not sure all of you will come up with the same answer, it will be different. But in typical measurable terms, जो generally लोगों ने कहा, I'll show it all to you. This is a list. I think it's a fairly comprehensive list. Maybe you can add one or two more points to it. But the things that I typically heard back is what constitutes to win, to be ahead, to win, money, material assets. Some said, yeah, I want the money, not for the sake of money, but what I can do with it. It's the same thing. You want material. And that, if I have it, I'm going to have happiness. So that's the struggle. Power, freedom to act, to command obedience. You walk in there and I tell you, please stand up, go there, do this, and you do it because, I've got that authority. Some people get a real kick out of that. It gives them happiness. Recognition, fame, respect. Many people work, in corporation, companies, a lot of people work for recognition. I think almost most people will be working for some form of recognition. It's not only money, they'll work for that pat on the back, for the appreciation, for the respect they start to get in an organization based on It could be being creative. You're an artist, you're a scientist, you're an entrepreneur. Those are the sorts of things that get the juices flowing in your body, and then you create something, and it gives you happiness. Good health would be number one as far as I'm concerned. You don't have, we take this for granted till it begins to go away. And you live with some elderly people, your grandmother or grandfather or somebody, and then you realize every little movement of a finger is a blessing. We take it so much for granted. So if you have this, your chances of happiness enhance. Now, these were what some of my friends said, and I tried to put together a list for you. But as I said, I also looked at the internet, and I wanted to see if I could pick up some more things, in a slightly different styles. See the way these are expressed. I'm not saying these are all correct, or which one is correct, but it's also how the mind is, and you like it. That's happiness. Happiness is the knowledge you are making progress, which is correct. You can see you're going forward. To be happy, you need to try new things, learn new things, and push your limits. So I moved earlier to success that I said to you. That success is the tighter the goal, the bigger the goal you set, the more happiness you get when you achieve it. So you have to push yourself. Happiness is a never-ending quest. So this is a good one to remember. I've got it. It'll evaporate, then again you want it again. So it's a never-ending quest. And final point on this slide is happiness is profitable and it's teachable also. So think about that if you are a leader, of people, you're running a unit, if you have that kind of a mindset that happiness is profitable and you can teach it, it may give you some thoughts and ideas on how to deal with people, engage with people, lead your people. But obviously, you'll only do that if you believe it. So the first thing is to think about it, and you may reject it or accept it. If you accept it, then it may give you some ideas of how to go forward. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about my life. And I hope I don't bore you, but he asked me, you look happy and successful, the Americans. They should know then where I'm coming. So I'll try to do it. I hope it doesn't you don't take it in the wrong spirit, but I'll try to explain it. So, but before I talk about my own life, I said to myself, we all have priorities in life. Because you see, say, happiness, success, we take. So, 3 basic priorities are select karte hain. Your work, business, work, whatever it is, your family and friends, your children, your friends, your parents, your interest. You're religiously inclined, I will say that is also in this category of interest. You get satisfaction praying 5 times a day, doing umrah every now and then, all those things. So that's an interest. Some people do it more, some do less. Interest can be playing golf, like I said. So anything. It can be your passion for reading books. So whatever it is. So these are the 3 things in life that one is trying to play with. These are the balls that you have up in the air and play with however you wish to make it happen. So how did I make it happen for myself? I want to share this with you. And I sort of broke it down into early career, mid-career, late career, and today I consider myself happily retired. So I said, see how, as honestly as I could, I tried to put it together. And by the way, I showed this to my wife and she agreed. She said, yeah, I think it's a reasonable reflection.
That's confirmed.
Sort of. Work. Career, frankly, it meant a hell of a lot to me, the work. And if I said, if I was giving marks out of 10 to what were my priorities at that time, I'd give work 8, friends and family 1, interests 1. And I'll tell you later as I speak, since I'm speaking about myself now, I've been very engaged with friends particularly, and you'll see why, because I'll say it. But when it came to work at that time, it was the priority, and I really did push everything.